Alright guys, what we're going to work on today is what I think one of the more important parts about algebra. It's something that's used a lot in chemistry and engineering. It's about manipulating an equation to get what you want. So let's say we have something like this. V equals 3 pi a b c. And the problem says solve for c. We need to get c by itself, right? When we solve for something, we're getting it by itself. And we need to get all the other junk out of there. And we need to ask ourselves, why isn't c by itself? How are these things connected to that variable c? In this case, we don't see any addition or subtraction. We have to assume they're all just being multiplied together. So we can make it really easy on ourselves. Let's just divide by all this stuff on both sides. So we have v over 3 pi a b equals c. And we've solved for c. Let's try that same exact problem, just a little bit harder. I actually changed it to make it easier. But just to illustrate a point that you don't need to be scared when you don't see that many numbers. The problem's still pretty similar. All these things are being attached to c by multiplication. If they were attached by addition, we'd see plus signs. If they are attached by subtraction, we'd see negative signs. But we don't. We just see multiplication. And we're still going to multiply. We're still going to do the opposite and divide. The only thing that makes it confusing is this stupid fraction over here. Let's not worry about that right now. Just leave the fraction where it is. You know, we could divide each of these things separately. That would just take a really long time. So I don't suggest you do that either. But let's just get rid of the easy stuff first. The pi ab. Okay? So now we have v over pi ab equals 4/3 c. And we've talked about this in previous lessons. In order to get rid of a 4/3, we're going to multiply by 3/4. And of course, we're going to do it over here as well, like this. So how this works, we multiply the tops and the bottoms, the numerators and the denominators to get 3v over 4 pi ab, and that's equal to c. Okay, I've done some slick video editing to shorten this for you. I've just rewritten the problem because the problem actually goes a little further, and it says, now tell us what c is equal to if a is equal to 4 inches, b is equal to 3 inches, and v is equal to 60 inches cubed. And I'm going to be very strict about units because when you get into higher levels of mathematics, chemistry, engineering, that sort of thing, if you don't pay attention to units, you will get the problem wrong. And if you don't pay attention to units, you will end up hurting someone because units are very, very important. So let's make sure we keep those units the entire time. So we have 3 times v. V is 60 inches cubed divided by pi times a, which is 4 inches, times b, which is 3 inches. That's equal to c. So let's multiply the tops and bottoms. There's no reason to make this more complicated than we need to. Let's just do what we can. So 3 times 60 is 180 inches cubed. Inches didn't change at all because nothing was multiplied by the inches to make it change. We just still have inches cubed. On the bottom, we have, 4 times 3 to get 12 inches squared. Inches times inches is inches squared. It's not inches, it's inches squared. If we added them together, 4 inches plus 3 inches, it would just be inches. But we multiplied them, we multiplied the units, and that's how we get square units, when you multiply things together. And we have this pi. And you know that pi is a number, but forget about it for now. We'll just say it's pi. This problem's almost completed. we just need to reduce. So we need to take 180 divided by 12 to get 15. And sorry, I ran out of space. I'm going to have to do it over here. So 15. The pi can stay on the bottom. That's fine with me. Sometimes you have to evaluate the pi, do 12 times 3.14. Sometimes you can just leave pi as it is. I can't really tell you which way you're going to see it. You're going to see it both ways. Anyways, 180 divided by 12 is 15. The pi is just going to be on the bottom. So what do we do about the inches? What do we do about the inches? So we have cubed inches on the top and squared inches on the bottom. This sort of cancels out to leave some inches on the top. So we have 15 inches divided by pi. That's equal to c. And if that's not good enough, we'll just actually do the equation. 15 divided by pi. That should be on the calculator somewhere, but I'm just going to say 3.14 to get 4.77. C is equal to 4.78 if we're rounding inches. Okay, we've got one more thing to do, and fortunately this one's quite a bit easier. We have an equation like this: 4y plus x equals 24. And the problem says solve for y. It doesn't matter that we have two different variables here. It doesn't actually change anything. X is a number, and we can act like it's a number. So if we want to get y by itself, we'll just subtract x. It's like if it said plus 9, we'd subtract 9. But it doesn't. It says plus x, so we subtract x. Well, what's 24 minus x? Well, it's 24 minus x. We cannot combine those, so why would you? And we have 4y. Okay, now we need to get y by itself, and as you know, we divide by 4. We need to divide this entire thing by 4. And what that really means is dividing each part by 4. It means dividing each term by 4. 24 divided by 4, and this x divided by 4. So you can think about it like this. 24 divided by 4 is 6. And x divided by 4 is x over 4. So y is equal to 6 minus x over 4. And like I said, you can just break it down. 24 divided by 4 minus x divided by 4. And I simplified here and got the 6. And I couldn't simplify here, and I got the x over 4. The problem goes a bit further, and it says once you solve it for y, you need to evaluate for x equals 8. So that's really, really easy. You just put the 8 where you see the x. So we have y equals 6 minus 8 over 4. Well, what's 8 over 4? That's 2. So y equals 6 minus 2. Y equals 4.